But then he says, lastly, I was wondering if you and or Rob had a list of suggested reading list that you guys thought would be important for most believers to read. I'm always looking for new and interesting books to read. Somebody, we've had this question many, many, many times. So what I did,
can I go first on that one?
Well, sure.
Just because I'll just give a quick. My thought. That's why we have TorahResource Institute, because books. I rarely just recommend a single book without any context. The value of the way some of our classes are designed is that you're reading many books or many authors from different viewpoints under a specific rubric to build discernment of who you're reading and to discern agenda and bias and faith commitment or not. And so there's so many things that go into reading a book. So I usually, if I have a student, let's say like in theological research and writing, which is now available, if a student's building a bibliography, that's something we build one-on-one. We refine what the inquiry is and what the what the working hypothesis is. And then I help the student according to their interests and what their passion is and their skill level and what they have accessible to them to build a bibliography that's going to be challenging, but it'll also help them grow. So outside of that context, it's hard to just say, "Oh, here, read this book."
You're absolutely right, because what I was going to say is somebody suggested this years ago, is to get a Goodreads account, which I did. So you can go find me on Goodreads, and you'll see the books that I have read. Now, here's the thing. I don't put when I'm reading a book anymore. And the reason why is because my wife is convinced and has done a lot of research on this. She's convinced that I have adult ADHD. And I tick a lot of the boxes. Let's just put it that way. This is true. And actually anyway, I won't even get into it. One of the things that
So we just say tendencies. Caleb has ADHD tendencies.
Yeah.
That's the way we back off from just diagnosis.
So one of the things that she noted, well, mine is actually pretty bad, I think. Anyway, so one of the things that she noticed is that people with adult ADHD tend to not finish books. And this is me to a T. In fact, I will get about 70 to 80% through a book, and then I will never pick it up again. I just lose interest, even if it's a really good book. To finish a book for me is quite amazing, because I think right now I'm currently reading 10 books. And so I do that because I'm bouncing. Give me just one second.
Here, I'll talk while you do that.
I'm bouncing back and forth because I lose interest. And so if you get on my Goodreads page, you'll realize that I only have about 67 completed books. And I rate all my books at 4 stars, never 5, unless I think it's dynamite. And but I just rated John Owen's The Glory of Christ 5 stars. However, Rob's right. You would have to have caveats with that. I think that Owen has some views that I don't think are correct. And so really to just say, well, you need to read this book, especially from a pronomian theology, there's going to be caveats to every single book. So that's why I rate almost every book at 4 stars instead of 5 stars, is because I want people to realize that I don't agree 100% with this. John Owen's book on the glory of Christ I thought was so good because it really it made me think in a lot of different categories that I've never thought in. And so I would recommend that to a lot of people. But ultimately, if you want to know what I'm reading, or if you want to know what I've read and what I have read all the way through, go find me on Goodreads. And every once in a while, like Bonson's, I wrote a review on Bonson's by the Standard. I rated it 3 stars. I don't think it's good reading, to be honest with you. I think he's so far off in so many things.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.